So first of all, thank you for a great TEDx talk. It was really inspiring and a topic that's dear to my heart. I'm father of 3 children.
Right.
And I grew up in Europe, and in Europe, as a children, we've been told that we're not good enough for what's waiting for us. And now I live in San Francisco, and the parents in the United States tell their children that they're the best, they're the most beautiful and the smartest and everything, and they give them awards for participating.
Yeah.
And then they go out to the world and figure out that there's someone better than them.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, this is interesting. So what's better now? Actually, I'm telling the children that they're not good enough for anything, or telling the children that they're better than the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And now you're sharing this idea with us of giving them the wow.
Yes.
So I'm curious what you think about these two positions.
Yeah. So there are a few things I would like to highlight. I think one thing is culturally, the way we bring up children, our child rearing practice are very different. I was born and brought up in India, and I had my children in England. Both my children were born there. And it was really interesting. The cultural practices are so different. I remember when my when my son was born, and I was holding the baby, and I wanted to make the baby sleep with me. The midwife came and said, I don't really think you should be doing that, but you're going to spoil him. That's the first day, first night, and he'll just become very manipulative. And I was so shaken up and taken aback by that thinking. So there are very different cultural practices on how children are brought up. And I think one thing that you're talking about even in terms of age, like my parents would never tell me that you're good at anything. You would be like, okay, you're fine. But now I know whenever my children do well in something, I would tell them. I think there is a difference between praise and recognition. Praise is like this junk food. Oh, wow, you're brilliant, you're super, which really is not helping the kids, right? However, on the other hand, when we talk about recognition, it's very specific. It's very specific, and there's a lot of research. You might have heard of Carol Dweck from Stanford University. She's done a lot of work. Angela Duckworth done a lot of research in this, that when you are specific, like what they talk about growth mindset. If a child is standing up to bullies and you say, oh, that was really courageous. The child is very considerate or generous towards a sibling and you say, oh, that was really considerate, that was really responsible, or that was so generous. Then you are specifically building that particular trait and nurturing that trait, nurturing that skill in that person. Or that's a lot of hard work here. Rather than saying, oh, you have to get best marks or you're most intelligent or you're most beautiful, you say, you know what, you put in effort, you put in hard work. So you recognize that you're nurturing their worthy seeds. In a very Buddhist kind of a term I'm using, worthy seeds.
Yes.
Yeah, so that I believe is different from empty. I'm not for empty praise at all.
Makes a lot of sense. So
Yes.
acknowledge the children and
Yeah.
give them the feeling that you see them, where they're
Absolutely.
good and where they've
Yes.
tried hard.
I see you.
Makes a
as
lot of sense.
whole
I see
being.
you.
Yes.
Thank you so much for this.
Thank
A lot
you.
of food for thoughts.
Thank
you
you
so much.
Thank you very much.
Have a wonderful
It's been
time.
a pleasure being here.
Thank
you.